Hey everyone, welcome to the Untangle MBA application series. This is the first video, and here we'll be decoding the international MBA applications and is it the right decision for you to take or not? So, addressing the first question, what does an international MBA actually provide? So, when you look at the GMAC surveys and you talk to the MBA alumni, there are three major things that come out. The first being leadership and strategic thinking. So, most of your MBA curriculum outside is a case study based curriculum, which provides you with hands on experience in terms of dealing with professional situations and the real life case studies in different organizations and especially the top tier firms. So, this gives you an insight into how to manage different situations, and most of the MBA alumni have talked about gaining managerial skills from the international MBA. The second thing is a global network. When it comes to the class cohort of an MBA school, most of your top ranked schools in Europe as well as US, they have approximately 50 to 60% international crowd. That means that people from different geographies are connected in one classroom, and this provides you with an international network which is there to serve you in the long run as well. The third thing is career acceleration. So, when you look at students and compare their pre MBA versus their post MBA salaries, there's a huge jump. So, most of the students after doing an MBA have reported that it has led to an acceleration in their career. So, had they maybe, they would have taken at least 5 or 6 years to get to a particular managerial position. They have done that right after their MBA. So these are three major things that an international MBA provides, and that is what you should look at. So in case you want any of these exposures, you should definitely go in for an international MBA. Moving on to the second question, who really benefits from an international MBA? The answer is professionals, young professionals who are actually looking out for a career switch. So, according to a GMAC survey, approximately 50% of the MBA alumni are the ones who have switched their career streams from either technical to consulting or technical to operations. So, students who are looking out for a career switch, they should ideally go in for an international MBA. The second is people who are looking out for senior or mid leadership roles. So, ideally, professionals who are on the leadership track and they want to accelerate it, they should pursue an international MBA. And thirdly, entrepreneurs or startup founders. Now, this is an interesting part because most of your MBA campuses, they have multiple venture capitalist networks. So that exposes entrepreneurs or people who are interested in going ahead and pursuing entrepreneurship to exploit these resources. And it's not just the VC network, it's also pitch competitions, it's also incubators. So most of the campuses provide you with these options, and people seeking entrepreneurship or down the line who want to connect with international venture capitalists, this is a good place to grow your businesses. So ideally, these three, I would say, categories of individuals should go ahead and pursue international MBA. That will open up more doors for them. So, moving on now to the types of MBA programs available globally for international students. So, when you do the research and you are finding your MBA programs, you're looking at three major categories of MBA. The first one is a full time 2 year program. The second one is a full time 1 year program, and the third one is your executive MBA options. Now, comparing the 2 year program to a 1 year program, the major thing is when you have an extended stay at the campus at a country for 2 years, you're exposed to longer periods of internship. That means you almost get 2 stints of internship with different firms, and this provides you with a good amount of time to switch careers, to maybe explore different fields. So, in case you are opting for a career transition, this 2 year MBA program will give you that opportunity to explore different fields, whether you want to maybe switch from technical to say consulting or operations. It gives you that time to experiment these fields and finally decide which one you're going to pursue. Okay. One major, I would say, point for a 2 year MBA, program is that young professionals who are in the work experience range of 3 years to 6 years, that is forming the major cohort of this program. So ideally, if you are falling in that work experience category, 2-year MBA is something that you should go in for. And as far as the geographies are concerned, 2-year MBA programs are majorly offered by USA. And if you talk about the expense, it will, without scholarship, cost you around $200,000. So it is pretty heavy on the pocket, but the kind of salaries you get after pursuing your full-time 2-year MBA, it's approximately in the range of 150K if you're in the US. And if you're in Europe, your starting salaries will be somewhere around 90K. So that's the average you can look out for. Now, moving on to your 1-year full-time MBA counterparts. So these programs are more suited for individuals who have a work experience from 5 years to 8 years. And what these individuals are majorly looking at is a fast transition back to the industry. So that means they want to pursue their MBA and then quickly move out and start with their job again. So any person who is ideally in ideally seeking senior management or senior leadership roles or strategic roles in their company, they are the ones who should go in for a 1-year full-time MBA. And these programs are majorly offered by universities in the UK and Singapore. Now, talking about your executive MBA options, these executive MBA programs are generally sponsored by the company for an individual who has a work experience of 10 to 15 years. Now, if you talk about the visa situation for an executive MBA as an international applicant, the visa requirements are slightly stringent. It's difficult for I would say individuals applying for an executive MBA to get a student visa. Now, the reason is that most of the universities, they expect that the person has a job in the same region and will be taking modular classes on and off either on the weekends or on the scheduled, I would say, timeline that the university has proposed. And that is why student visas are, I would say, difficult to get. I'm like, you face difficulties to get the student visas if you're applying for an executive MBA. And because the work experience range is 10 years to 15 years, most of the universities will find it difficult to sponsor the visa of the individuals of the family of the applicant as well. So the dependent visa filing becomes a challenge, and this is why most of your universities, they do not seek a lot of international applications for the executive MBA until and unless you don't have a job in that region. So ideally, I would close this answer with the statement that on your screen, you have a table of comparison. Maybe, go through it once and leave us with your comments in case you have any more questions. We'll try and address them. So now wrapping up the video with one important and the last question as to what are the factors that you should keep in mind before you take the decision for an international MBA. The first important factor is your cost and your return on investment. So if you are looking out for the cost of attendance includes your tuition fee and along with that your boarding and living expenses. Now, boarding and living expenses are generally something that vary according to the location. If you're talking about, say, New York or Manhattan, along with that California, you're looking at a much higher expense when you compare it to cities like Dallas or maybe Austin. So you should keep that in mind. And when you're calculating your return on investment, also figure put the figure of the opportunity cost also, the salary that you'll be losing during that 2-year period, because you're a young professional, you've been working for 2 or 3 years, and now you are taking a study gap for 2 years. So what is the salary that you will be missing out during that period? Budget that into your ROI calculation. And for you to calculate the ROIs, you should actually look at the post-MBA salary statistics of the university. So just to give you an idea or an average, if you're looking at at US, you're looking at an average MBA salary of around 150K to 180K dollars right after you complete the MBA. On the other hand, in Europe, this salary is ranging from somewhere around 90K being the lowest to going up to an average of say 110K. So the currency difference, of course, in the US you have dollars, in Europe you have euros. So take into consideration firstly the total cost of attendance, and secondly include the opportunity cost while you are calculating your return on investment. Now, the second factor that you should consider while taking the decision for an international MBA is the location of the campus. Now, this location of the campus is not just I would say important in terms of your boarding and living expenses. It is also very significant when it comes to your internship period, because if you're looking or if you are looking out for a college which is in the entrepreneurship hub of a country, for example, you're looking at the tri-state area, and maybe you are looking at campuses in Boston, New York, Connecticut, you are looking at an area which is flooded with a lot of companies. You have a lot of internship opportunities, and it's easier for you to network. Along with the networking part, in these areas you have multiple events that students can go to on the weekends. They can connect with individuals from different colleges. They can attend meetups. So that gives you more opportunity in terms of, say, finding a campus in North Carolina. Okay, so this location of the campus will help you down the line in networking. It will also help you in connecting with multiple individuals through meetups. You are able to attend more events, and alongside there are multiple groups that you can participate in. Now, apart from the location of the campus, you should also take into consideration the country that you are choosing. Now, this country will determine your post MBA stay back period. Now, if you're talking about, say, US, you're looking at a stay back period of 1 year if you're pursuing a non-STEM MBA. If you're looking at a STEM MBA, your work experience, or your stay back period, it gets extended to 3 years. On the other hand, in Canada, your postgraduate work program, it offers you a stay back period of 3 years. In Europe, you are looking at a stay back period of 2 years, but the settlement process in Europe is much simpler. Now, depending on the specialization that you're choosing, for example, you're going in for an MBA in marketing with a marketing specialization. For you to settle down in a country like Germany or France, it's much difficult, because then you'll have to be very excellent at the language, because most of your marketing happens in the regional language like German and French. So students or individuals who are actually looking out for a marketing, specialized MBA or an MBA in, say, HR, it'll be very difficult to gel into Germany or France, where the main language is not English. So I think this is also an important thing that you should keep in mind while you are choosing your campuses. And I think if you are also looking at future prospects in terms of how easy is it to get into the workforce and stay in the workforce for a longer period of time, you should consider the recruitment and the employment, I would say, possibilities at different employers in the country. For example, if you're talking about the US, after you get employed with an employer in the US, you are looking at that employer to sponsor you for the H-1B, which is a lottery-based system as of now. And with the current geopolitical scenario and news coming that there are certain changes that are expected to happen in the H-1B, the transition for you to become a permanent member of their workforce is it's in doubt. Okay. On the other hand, if you're looking at Germany, you are looking at Germany or France for that matter, you are looking at a minimum salary of, say, 53,000. It gets you eligible for a blue card. Now, EU blue card is, once you get that blue card, within a period of 3 years, you can apply for a permanent residency. So that transition is very smooth in Europe as of now. And this consideration should be there in your mind while you're choosing your country. Lastly, your important deciding factor is your personal and career goals. So you should have that clarity of whether you are looking at a career switch, whether you want to stay back in the country for a longer period of time, or is it the entrepreneurial resources that you are eyeing at. So once you have your goals very clear in your head, you need to align the campus and the program based on your goals, based on your long-term goals. So if I would say, the applicants are looking out for a career switch and getting into the consulting side of things, and their primary destination is US, you should look at 2-year programs which are primarily in the entrepreneurship hub of the country. So this is how you go about deciding whether international MBA is the right choice for you, and how do you benefit from a course like this, and majorly what are the deciding factors that you need to keep in mind while planning for an international MBA. So this was majorly the first video. If you have any queries regarding the content that we just discussed, you can definitely comment below, and we'll get back to you in the comments, and we'll try and address all your queries. So stay tuned, and we'll have the second video rolling soon.